An analysis by North Dakota legislative lawyers say Governor Doug Burgum may have overstepped his authority by imposing regulatory restrictions on businesses allowed to reopen amid the coronavirus outbreak. A memo released yesterday by the nonpartisan Legislative Council raises the question of whether health officials and occupational licensing boards should have placed those restrictions and not the governor. Burgum said in a statement that every action taken by our administration has been squarely focused on saving the lives and livelihoods of North Dakota citizens. North Dakota has 41 new cases of the coronavirus. Cass County has the highest total now with 643. Grand Forks County is number 2 with 270 cases. More than 36,000 people have been tested in North Dakota. There are 1,266 positive COVID-19 cases. 559 people have recovered. 31 people are in the hospital. North Dakota health officials are changing how they report COVID-19 deaths after questions from our news team. The state now breaks down the death toll into people who died from the coronavirus and those who died with it. The health department says of the 25 coronavirus deaths, 17 were due to the virus. 2 were caused by something other than COVID-19, and the other 6 death records are still pending for an official cause. Minnesota has not broken down its numbers like this yet. The COVID-19 pandemic is expected to swallow up Minnesota's billion-dollar surplus that was projected a couple of months ago. State budget officials think the crisis will cost nearly $4 billion and put Minnesota back into the red ink. Governor Tim Walz says he's not ready to rule anything out, including layoffs and furloughs of state employees. The Minnesota Health Department says they now have 623 new coronavirus cases, bringing their total to 7,857. 27 more people have died for a total of 455 deaths. 368 of those deaths were people living in a nursing home or long-term care facility. 4,614 people are listed as recovered. Frontline workers in the fight against the coronavirus are getting a special salute today, and you'll need to look up to see it. The Minnesota National Guard is honoring workers with a statewide flyover this morning. It's part of a nationwide effort to recognize healthcare workers, emergency responders, food industry, and other essential workers. Guard pilots will buzz medical facilities in more than 24 cities, including Brainerd at 10:55 and Little Falls at 11 this morning. So will the weather cooperate for some of those flyovers today? Let's get a check of our First Alert Storm Team forecast with meteorologist Lisa Green. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. We're starting off our day with conditions that are going to be a little chillier to start off this morning, but that's because skies are clearing. We've got that system moving on and quieter weather ahead of us today. So some places are close to or at the freezing mark right now. So something to be aware of. If you've put some outdoor plants out, you have a chance to bring them back in here really quick before any more damage is done. We're at 32 degrees in Langdon. It's 34 in Grand Forks, 39 rather in Fargo. And those of us in the far south, we're into the low to mid 40s. The warm spot, Fergus Falls at 45 degrees currently, and 45 in Wadena as well. So watching those temperatures really dip here to start off the day today. Maybe a little frost out there. Visibility is looking great. That's good to see as our temperatures are dropping and skies are clearing. And checking out your wind speeds, they're not too strong either. We're looking at some winds that are less than 10 miles per hour, either out of the north or west or somewhere in between here to begin our Wednesday morning. So a quiet start to our day today. Here's a look at the latest radar. You can see that we don't have any rain really to show you. A few sprinkles south of Sisseton as the clouds are departing there. That's why we're a little bit milder. It's helped to insulate us a little bit in that area. And we'll zoom out just a little bit to show you that there are some showers north of the border being detected. But for right now, things are looking pretty good for us. And here's a look at our hour-by-hour planner for today. Here we're looking at temperatures at 30s and low 40s again this morning. And as we head through the morning hours, that sun is up closer to the 6 o'clock hour right now. And so we'll get some heating going on here starting up in a little over an hour. And we'll see those temperatures start to rise back into the 40s everywhere by 9, and then into the 12 o'clock hour back into some 50s, which is about as warm as some of us got over the last couple of days. So we're going to try to crank up the heat just a little bit bit as we head into the afternoon. You can see that there might be a couple of clouds, a couple of sprinkles out to the west where, of course, we just saw north of the border there were some showers. But overall, we're looking at mainly cloud or sunny skies rather, and temperatures that are just a little bit warmer, a little bit better off than the last couple of days. We'll be into the low to some upper 50s, and some of us reaching that 60-degree mark here today. Heading into this evening, nice and quiet, clear, and temperatures overnight tonight are going to dip. We're going to see some numbers getting down into that freezing range in spots, maybe even below that up in the northern valley. So definitely want to watch out for some frost there. But even in the southern valley, temperatures a degree or two above freezing can still cause frost because those temperatures are measured about 5 feet off the ground. So it could be cooler at the surface itself. Something to keep in mind as we're entering that season where we're worried about our gardens. Here's a look at your photo today. Sunrise on the farm in Marion. Thanks, Tosh. A beautiful pink color. And we'll talk more about that 7-day planner coming up in just a few minutes.
Sounds great. Thank you, Lisa. Work starts this morning on the 12th Avenue North and I-29 bridge deck overlay in Fargo. This first phase will close inside lanes from Aggregate Industries Drive on the west side of I-29 to Daisy Lane on the east side. It all starts around 6 a.m. Traffic speeds through the work zone will be down to 25 miles per hour for about the next week. The entire bridge rehabilitation work is expected to be complete by October. Attorneys general in 11 Midwestern states, including North Dakota and Minnesota, are urging the Justice Department to investigate potential price fixing by meat packers in the cattle industry during this coronavirus pandemic. The attorneys general wrote in a letter dated yesterday to U.S. Attorney General William Barr that the concentrated market structure of the beef industry makes it susceptible to market manipulation, particularly during times of food insecurity. The 4 largest meatpacking companies control more than 80% of the beef processing in the U.S. The attorneys general say beef prices are exceptionally high as people stockpile the meat during this COVID-19 crisis, but cattle prices are low. Costco is one of the many stores limiting the amount of ground beef shoppers can buy, and restaurants like Wendy's say some of their menu items will be in short supply. This comes as grocers and restaurants see their meat supply shrink as meat processing plants started shutting down and slowing production due to COVID-19. Stay with us. Still to come here on The Valley today, the dangers heavy drinkers could face when it comes to their health.